All right, guys, how's it going? We are looking at Holy Forever today. This is a live version that we recorded. It's Chris Tomlin, Holy Forever, live from Good Friday. And this is a little intro part. We're starting on the D string. This is on the 7th fret. I'll turn off the delay and reverb so you can just hear the notes. So I'm playing and then open G. Now the fun thing here is you're gonna let the D string ring while you play the G string. So it's like, right? And then the next one, same thing. You're gonna let it ring out. And then the open D, same thing. You're gonna let it ring out. Now I say open because we're capoed here, so it's the notes are right there on the 5th fret, D string and G string. So just so you can kind of hear how this goes, the rhythm of it, I'm playing, it's kind of got this like dancey rhythm, like bam, ba, even though the song is straight, bam, ba, kind of like a dotted eighth delay thing. I'm going to play a click track along to play along to, and you can kind of hear like how this whole thing works together. All right, here we go. 2, 3, 4. All right, so you hear how that's working? The back half of that, same thing. Boom, ba, 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 ba. You've got this nice counter rhythm up against that straight time signature. So the part on the back half is an open G and an open B. Now, mainly you're hearing the B string probably, like the lick. You might just hear like that might be all that your ear hears. To kind of get there, I sometimes throw this little ghost note in on the G string, so it could kind of sound like this: 3, 4, 1. Does that make sense? All right. So here's what that sounds like with the click track: 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Now on the back half, I slide up because we're about to drop into verse 1, and it just felt like a nicer maybe place to land for that first verse. Okay, so that's our intro and our first kind of our intro picture getting into verse 1. For verse 1, I start just kind of, I kind of fall out, and then halfway through I might start kind of creeping in with like a little pedal thing. Now the chords for our verse, I'm just going to play it straight just so you can kind of hear the verse. Here we go. 3, 4. Okay, that's kind of our verse picture. So I'm going to play it with a little bit of delay and reverb, and I'll show you kind of how I creep in with the click track. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty simple. I'm just kind of hitting that G chord and then like a sus and then back. Make sense? All right. Pre-chorus. This is the your name is the highest, your name is the greatest. The chords are like a 4, 6, 5. So for me, that's C shape, E minor, and D out of these shapes. Now, what I'm playing, and I'm sure you've heard these chords a lot, but in case you haven't played them, it's like a bar chord like this. But I don't want all those notes. I want the Well, this is the F, and then I want this A. You can ignore the names of those notes if you're thinking in G shapes because we're capoed. So, just to show you how those look, I like this chord here. I'm just borrowing from that bar chord, but I'm only playing the A string and the B string, and then I'm playing an open G up against it. So it would sound like this. So can you hear how that whole section sounds? We could throw in a little delay. And you have two kind of choices here. You can play the dotted eighth with your fingers. Just something fun to play with. See, I'm playing like the ba ba. Right? Or we could use a dotted eighth delay. Okay, can hear all that? So those chords, I showed you the C chord, E minor. So I'm playing those shapes instead of, right? I'm using the names of the G shapes because we're capoed. So again, I'm just playing the A string and the B string. And then I'm going to slide up and I'm going to do the same thing for my minor chord, which is the 12th fret and the 13th fret, but with an open G. And then I'm going to slide down. Beautiful chords. Right? Then back up to the minor. And sometimes I'll hint at that little vocal melody. Right? Okay, so that gets us through kind of our whole pre-chorus. The only thing to know is that the last chord of the pre-chorus goes to the 2 minor. So sometimes I'll do like a... and then I might just pedal that, just somehow get that note in there, and then we're into chorus 1. Okay, for chorus 1, usually... we've played this a couple of different ways. You could play it where you're kind of playing like a pad texture underneath, kind of a real mellow thing under chorus 1. And then other times it's just the voices and we're just not playing. But for now, let's talk through what you could play for chorus 1. So like maybe a dotted eighth delay with like kind of a heavier reverb. And then I would kind of back off a little bit and just kind of make it a lighter touch thing. And the notes I would choose... the notes I've played for this part would be up here on the B string, 13th fret. So it would sound like. All right. So I'm going to play it, and I'll kind of count my way through this so that you can kind of hear how that sounds in the measures. So those chords, again, for the chorus are, this is "And the Angels Cry." Okay, just so that we kind of know where we're at. So I'm going to play those notes up here, and I'm going to count my way through the whole chorus. Okay, so this would be chorus 1. This is how I would play through the chord progression. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? Let's do it with the click track. Maybe this will help us kind of hear where the chords are. Here we go. All right, this is chorus 1. with a click. I'm going to show you how I would play through those chords. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, on that one, I played a little bit of the vocal melody in there just so you can kind of hear where we are in the chord progression. You could play that, and that works sometimes too. Sometimes it's nice to hint at the vocal melody in the song. And then sometimes when we play a chorus, there's a little lick that we'll hit at the end. So you heard me play the whole chorus progression, but when we get to the end, sometimes there's this little like... let me turn my delay off here. And that's like a nice little way to kind of end the chorus, because sometimes there's like a sus kind of thing at the end. So that would sound like this if I did that at the end of the chorus. 3, 4. So you can kind of see where it lands on the downbeat. 3, 4, 1, 2. 3, 4, 1, 2. All right, just one more little lick you can throw in to the end of those choruses. Okay, verse 2 has a little lick in it that we can cover. It's got a little vibrato pedal on there, so it sounds like this. Got that modulation happening in there. And I'm just top of verse 2, I just start kind of pedaling on this 1, just like muted kind of palm thing. Now the lick is... It's on the B string, open G, B string, or you could play it like this. However you choose to play it. But I like to add a little bit of this. So I'll play the sus so you can kind of hear where we are in the chord progression. 2, 3, 4. 2. 3, 4, 2. Now the back half, there's like a second lick on the back half of that verse, and it's just a hammer on open G and an open B string. Okay? All right, so you can kind of hear those two licks in the verse. For chorus 2, I'm usually just kind of big chords, a little bit of delay and reverb. I'll turn it down just a little bit so you can kind of just hear it, but it would sound like... Sorry, I'll turn those delays off. 3, 4. Okay, one fun little thing you can throw in at that chorus, if you need to play big chords, sometimes if you're playing with another guitar player, maybe they're playing big chords and you're playing up high. So, take that into consideration. But if you need to play the big chords, that's how I play chorus 2. And then halfway through that chorus, I like sliding up when you get to that 2 minor. When I get to that part, I sometimes like to kind of highlight that little melody on the word holy. So it'd be like, or you could play, there's a lot of ways to play it. Let me show you a few. All right, so it could kind of sound like this. Do it with a little delay. Or you could do, just showing you a few ways you could kind of throw a few licks in the chorus. I like hitting that. The other way you could do it is slide up on the octave, way up high. That kind of thing, where you're just playing the octaves. Yeah? All right, so just a few things you could throw in those choruses. When we get out of that chorus and you're in the kind of the down bridge, or it's kind of the pre-chorus again, that your name is the highest. We're back to these chords. Let's see here. Right? So there, one option, you could keep playing those chords, or sometimes I would just play the B string and G string version of those chords, and I would just start kind of back and forth with the B and the G. 2, 3, 4. Right? Now here you could throw in, I've done this where you throw in that same lick we had at the beginning of the song. Do you remember our... But I do it up here where I'm like... So it'd be like 3, 4... And then as we start to build, sometimes I just start doing like downstroke, kind of like... And that gets us into our last big choruses. All right. So I think that covers most of our parts for Holy Forever. This is just some tips for ways that you could play this live with a few little guitar parts thrown in, a few little licks, and a different intro maybe. Yeah. So that's Holy Forever. Thanks for watching, guys. You're the best. Thanks for tuning in. And please let me know below if you have any questions about the song. I'm happy to go over things or answer any questions you have. Thanks for watching.